talking with Robert Chapman, the international forecaster. Now, to subscribe, you can go up to ErskineOnRadio.com because we're hyperlinked, ErskineOnRadio.com, or there are simpler ways to prescribe. There are simpler ways to subscribe. You can just go to theinternationalforecaster.com, or you can call toll free 877-479-8178. We'll give that out again, 877-479-8178, and he'll give you a free issue, right? But that's the best ways. You can either subscribe by going online, or you can call 877-479-8178. Those are the two best ways. Now, we're talking with Robert Chapman, the international forecaster, and we're talking about a lot of the different issues. And one of the things that we were talking about is the number of what's happened with commercial real estate that you call a ticking time bomb. And if you're there, Mr. Chapman, it's $3.5 trillion commercial real estate market. $700 billion must be financed by the end of 2010, which puts it into huge losses for banks, shopping centers, and hotel operators. So we're looking at a major problem with this. 535 commercials are in default, foreclosure, or bankruptcies. That is 2 times what was in default, commercial, or foreclosure or bankruptcy last year. They're expecting at least losses of 10 to 12% of a $90 billion market. Government-insured loans are up 36% because credit is still extremely tight. What you've got with a lot of these commercial real estate loans is you've got a major problem sitting there that is going to be equal, if not as bad, as the subprime, and you've got prime loans where they're not giving out any money at this point. Now, gold, $936.90, silver, $1334, palladium, $252. So all of these are good. All of these are going up, and he says this is still a good place to invest. And let's talk a little bit about why it's a good place to invest. One of the reasons is that, and this is from the International Forecaster, gold production from the U.S. Mint has been suspended. There are no 24-karat blanks. No fractional buffaloes are being put out. No uncirculated are being put out. The American Eagle Proof and uncirculated have stopped. Only American Eagle Bullion is being put out. Fractional monies have been discontinued. Now, the silver inventories are the lowest in 100 years and looking for a straight move to $16 from the $13.31 today. You want to make some money? Silver, especially, and gold are both the places where you ought to be, in my opinion, and in the opinion of Robert Chapman. Are you there, Mr. Chapman?
I am here.
Okay, we're talking about the gold and silver and how that they're running out of it in the mint. Tell a little bit about that. That's very telling, isn't it?
Well, it is, but you have to understand that there's only 3 sources that they can get blanks from, because it has to become, the coins have to be made from gold that is found and mined in the United States. So they do have a limitation there, but how much of that limitation is real remains to be seen. They may not want to take the gold out of the market to make the coins, even though it's profitable for them, because of the pressure on the upside for gold. Government doesn't want gold going up, because when gold goes up, what it does is it tells people, like the canary in the coal mine, that there's something dramatically wrong. And that's why, since 1988, the United States government has suppressed the price of gold deliberately. Not so much in years past, but particularly in the last 10 to 11 years, they've been very strongly in the market. And so when you have a market that's been suppressed, and the United States government could very well be running out of gold, and maybe they don't even have any left for all we know because they won't tell us, then they can't go in and affect the physical market. They can only go in and affect the market on a very short-term basis by using derivatives. So that's why when you see a correction in gold, say, from 970 to 910, it turns right around and goes right back up again. And there's a reason for that.
Yes, it has. Every single time it's gone right back up. Now, let me ask you about one other market, because you understand these markets much, much better than I do. The COMEX gold and silver inventories. I have friends of mine who said, wow, if people started taking delivery, they would see what a scam that is. What's going on with the COMEX? Is that another scam that's going on?
I'm afraid it may very well be. They have this eligible gold for delivery, and we find that the figures never change, and we know that lots of people are taking delivery off their forward futures contracts. So the inventory figures, there's something wrong. And second of all, we find that they can, if they choose, pay off the contracts by giving stock in the exchange-traded fund called a GLD. And if they do that, they're obviating delivering physical gold. Now, I also suspect that GLD and its silver sister, so to speak, SLD, I don't think that they have the amount of gold and silver that they say they have. In fact, there is a large hedge fund, Greenway, that just took delivery of their gold position from GLD. That would be a gold position, and they took delivery of it because they said it was less expensive for them to do it that way. But I think there's another reason. I think they discovered what I did, and that is they don't have the gold that they say they have, and they won't tell you what they've got. There's no outside audit, and so, what are we supposed to think? And so my subscribers, I've told them to steer clear of COMEX, which is where the futures are traded, and if they must, they should take delivery at the end of their contract, and not to buy SLD and GLD, because I don't know, and I don't think that they have the gold and silver in the places that they're supposed to have it.
I think you're going to find that this is something that you're going to want to remember and have archived. That Robert Chapman's saying, be very careful of GLD, getting the COMEX or the silver on the COMEX. This could be a major scandal that's getting ready to burst. The U.S. government paper, you've got Kramer, who I can't believe the guy is still on CNBC after Jon Stewart just totally sliced him up and diced him up. And he's talking about investing in U.S. government paper. We're going to talk a little bit about U.S. government paper when we get back with Mr. Robert Chapman, the international forecaster.